I've just come up with a concept, so I'm just trying to
Mhm.
work out how to start a platform and how to engage people, I guess. Yeah, so just willing to learn anything that you've got to throw at me.
What
Yeah,
are you
cool. What's
thinking
the
about?
concept?
What are you thinking about selling? What's the product?
So because coffee prices are due to go up, I was thinking seasonal keep cups. So having custom, well, not really custom, but custom to the seasons, and then a range of keep cups that people can purchase. They can buy a 4 pack, so summer, autumn, winter, spring, or they can just buy them for each season
Hmm.
Why do you buy a different cup for different season?
as a fashion accessory.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, cool. So it's exactly the same keep cup as all the other keep cups on the market. It's just
Yeah,
yeah, okay. Um,
And obviously
my
not
first,
not Keep Cup because that's a specific brand, but
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
a
But no,
reusable coffee cup.
yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. I mean, Chris, you know a bit about that space, but for me, my immediate thought is like, absolutely don't do that because like super,
Not the
Okay,
super,
most crowded market you could try to enter.
yeah,
okay.
crazy flooded market. You're never going to be able to run ads to acquire customers because it's going to be super expensive to do so. Your acquisition cost is going to be super expensive. It's a, it's definitely a red ocean market. So if you've not heard of a red ocean and a blue ocean before, swim like sharks in, and so forth. It's like you're gonna get killed. So
Okay.
way too many people. I would not even consider going into that market unless you had something totally unique
Something
about it,
revolutionary.
like the cups filled up with coffee magically.
Yeah.
It's the only reason I would do that. But if you can so a few tips. I mean, we'll just jam here for a little bit until we get started. I don't know where everyone is. You saw we had like 20 people on this thing, so really weird. But you got to go into a market that A is something that you're passionate about, which maybe you are passionate about coffee, but
Mhm.
you want to be able to find a niche within a niche in the market. All right. So for example, if you're going into the coffee market and you're like, it's something that I'm interested in, maybe it's something that kept your coffee hot for days. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, no one's going to want to drink that, but you go, shit, there's no one else doing that out there. What keeps your coffee warm for like, 2 days or something? You go, that's very unique. Again, I'm not saying do this, but you got to go, well, what makes it actually super, super interesting? Can you buy a coffee cup and at the bottom of the coffee cup, um,
It
it holds
automatically reads
coffee.
your tea leaves.
Yeah, or it'll actually hold your coffee and you can refill from that or something. Or I don't know, do you know what I mean? You got to think about something really specialized
Mhm.
about that. We go, no one's doing that. This is very, innovative and it's very unique. And, it's not just a commodity. Um, like a lot of people get into the candle space and you go, there's a million candles out there. Why are you different? You go, well, sell candles that aren't full of all the rubbish that all the other candle brands sell. Or you get into the drink bottle space and you go, well, so a drink bottle that does something very different, right? But it has to be considerably different. And there's some basics as well that you got to nail, like you want minimum like average order value to be about $80, So sell something where the item value is like, minimum $80, right? So, might be back to the drawing board, I reckon, on this one.
Yeah,
And
sounds like
I'll
it.
probably also add if you can get the product from Temu, or you can get the product from Amazon, or you can get the product from eBay, stay away,
Yeah. Okay.
right? Um,
Yeah,
so
unless you've got to do something like that, you've got to have product innovation, or
yeah,
it's got to be something, it's got to fit into a gap in the market that isn't being serviced. So maybe I don't know, we're just making shit up for a coffee cup, but it's like it's self-cleaning, right? So, or it's antibacterial, like it's fully antibacterial and never needs washing, something like that, because like it's made from an antimicrobial plastic,
mm,
that's reusable. So I was in the, I was chief marketing officer for a circular economy coffee cup company, and we had a coffee cup that was made from like antimicrobial plastic, and basically if it ever got damaged, we'd bring it back, we'd crush it into pellets and make a new cup from it. So it was 100% circular. So that was a point of difference in the market, right?
Yeah.
But that was like a lot of innovation, and we had product tracking, and every cup had an individual QR code that was tracked through a system, so we knew who had each cup at every moment, so we could track where all the cups were, so we could bring them back and wash them and recirculate them through cafes. But that infrastructure, like that was the whole business, was that infrastructure, and that's what enabled it to be different. So it was that innovation around the product. So if you're not going to go to that kind of a level, it would have to be product innovation, or it fits in where it's like an amazing coffee cup for kids or something like that, right? Where it's bulletproof and it can't get tipped over, or it's suction cupped, or a lot of that stuff's being done in that particular market.
Coffee
Yeah.
cup for kids. You want them like full of caffeine?
I've actually seen that.
Baby
like
Chino, baby Chino
Oh,
cups.
baby chinos.
The no spill coffee cup. I've seen that. Or it's not a coffee cup, but it's a no spill like bottle for kids. Where
Okay.
if it falls over, there's a lever.
There's the ones with like the suction, that sort of suction cup in it. You can't tip them over. And so I mean that like innovation in anything bottles and cups and coffee's kind of being done if it's going to be done. So you'd be going in as like a design thing. So maybe like you had connection to like amazing Adobe level graphic artists, and you could make amazing, unique, really unique graphically designed cups. That could be a thing if you kind of had access to that kind of market, or Australian wildlife photographers, and you made amazing like one-off Australian designer artist cups or something.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
You go into you do, you go into like the space where you go, we sell coffee cups to people with ADHD. And you go, we just put like lots of sweary stuff all over the coffee cups. Like had a shit day today, fuckity fuck, whatever. People love that crap, you know. So, or like really cool kind of, Aussie slang kind of thing. Like, you got to go, all right, I'm going into the coffee cup niche. Now, how do I go deeper into that niche? You know? So I target like ADHD or autism or ADD or anxiety or depression or pets, or you know what I mean? You go, oh, I'm the guy that lets you print a photo of your dog in your coffee cup, and we sell 50,000 of them a year. You go, great, whatever. Not just coffee cups though, but don't also go into the one space. Like I just kind of said, Go, put your dog on your coffee cup. That's a pain in the butt as well. You want to be able to go, here's a funny slogan, and it's on a coffee cup, and it's something else unique about it as well. Like it's the antimicrobial, and I'm targeting people on the spectrum because it says super funky, sweary things. Do you know what I mean, on the cup as well?
Yeah.
Right. Again, though, like, over time, those things just become big on sites like Redbubble and other such sites anyway. So, I haven't given you the perfect answer still.
Yeah, kind of like at this level, because of particularly like with coffee cups, where the examples are sounding silly because we in that market, you have to go so micro niche to get something different. Whereas you could find a market where it's not like it's a thing, but it's for men, and that's enough for it to be different, right? And so it's not as, you don't have to go into like silly micro detail of niche, but it's going to depend on the market. So I'll ask you I'll come right up to the top and ask like why coffee cups and why like seasonal designs? Because you mentioned like coffee shortages. So do you have some kind of like coffee background?
Yeah, I've been working in hospitality for the last 20 years. So I do have experience with cocktails, with coffee, all that kind of stuff. I know that I've read a few articles where, the price of coffee at $4.50 or $5 is just kind of breaking even for venues. And so over the next few years, the price of coffees are going to go up, definitely. In Brazil and Indonesia, with the climate that they've had recently, a lot of the trees have been destroyed, so there is a shortage on coffee beans, and that's why the prices are going a bit. But in saying that, and from what you guys have said so far, a niche within a niche, you know how the protein shakers have that little ball that comes with it to help break up the protein powder? Have you ever seen that?
Yeah,
So
more
there's
viable.
yeah. So there's none of that marketed towards cocktail bars who, when they make like a sour, they have to dry shake it to emulsify the egg and then shake it again with ice. That doesn't
Mm.
exist in the market at the moment. So that could be a niche within a niche, I guess.
Mm. So like that's a better line of thinking. Whereas like I know this is a problem for someone, or this thing would make this job easier for somebody.
Yeah,
Like that in terms of like lines of thinking, that's a better line of thinking because you know it, so you got a bit of expertise around it, and it's actually solving a problem for someone because people will buy things to solve problems rather than just like I'll
yeah,
buy a coffee cup because it's summer and it's got a sun on it.
yeah,
If I'm a barista, a bartender, and I've got to make 20 cocktails and this helps me make it faster, that's going to be better. That's going to make my job easier. Or for the owner of the business, it's going to make their workers work faster.
yeah,
So there's real tangible benefit in that. So like that line of thinking feels
Hmm.
more realistic. That's the way I would go about finding the thing that you're going to make or that you're going to import or you're going to you sell.
yeah.
So it's for someone
Okay.
specific and they've got this specific problem or
Hmm.
challenge or it makes something easier for them.
Also needs to be in a growing market, you know. So you want something that's like you're ahead of the curve as well. That's the most important thing. So like I had a friend come over today and he's a client and a friend, you know, and he's in the ice bath space. But we were talking about his next move, right? So he already is invested like, you know, 20, 30 grand in ice baths and he's started selling some. And I said to him though, like I said, you know, with your brand, there's nothing stopping us also selling other people's brands via your brand. You know, you can sell your own private, like you can do your own branded products, but you can sell other things. And he's like, well, what do you think I should sell? And I said, well, if you think about, for example, like how cryptocurrency works, right? And a lot of us have been in cryptocurrency since like 2005, like I was when it was brand new, you know, and it's gone up like this, you know, and it's going to go like this at some point, you know, where it hit critical mass and all that kind of thing. Like personally, I think we're still super, super early, other than the fact, you know, when you start hearing about your mate's mum go, I bought some crypto, you go, well, we may be at the top of it. But the example I said to him was, you're in the optimal health space. So you need to follow guys like I think his name's like Brian Johnson or something on Instagram, you know, and he's a biohacker and blah blah blah. And he's like at the, you know, the peak of like bleeding edge kind of stuff. So I'm like, you know what, you should go, you need to watch him and you need to watch all the other guys and you need to know where they're going. You know, you need to know what they're gonna start talking about next. He's like, oh well, yesterday he started talking about infrared things that help your hair grow better. You know, last week he's talking about things for your toes. The week before that he's talking about something else. I'm like, yeah, but what's he going to be talking about next month or the 6 months ahead from now, right? I'm like, that's because that's where you need to be. Because when they start talking about it and it becomes a big thing, as long as it works, you've got to be in that space, right? You don't want to be in the space of like, go buy blue blocker glasses that there's already, you know, we're already working with people that are doing 30 million bucks a year of this stuff. You're not going to come along and try and compete with them. You know, you got to go, what's coming in the future and what is that big problem? And of those big problems, what's going to blow up and continue to be a big problem, but it'll then have a journey on its own as well, right? So, for example, I know this is, and I'll digress here. I know because Paul sells products for pets, you know, and I said there's a population shortage right now, and I'm going to go really off on a different tangent with this, but there's a, you know, there's going to be a baby shortage and everything in the future, but people are always going to have pets, and people are always going to have dogs. Do you know what I mean? I go, someone could clean up in that space simply by being the guy that comes to your house, and you know these rich people who don't have kids anymore, and they go, we're going to renovate one of your bedrooms. We're going to make it like literally the best dog room that's part of your house ever. It's going to have a door the dog can get in and out. It's going to have automatic drinking fountain. It's going to have something to wash their feet. It's going to do all kinds of magic. I goes, you could sell that. That could be a business where you just like sell that to homeowners. And I said, and I use that as an example purely because like people are going to have less babies, but people are going to have more pets. And people are going to spend a shitload of money on their pets. right? And there's no one doing this, you know. So again, it's not the greatest example ever, but I'm like, you can charge 10 grand to do that. Here's your water feeder thing, and here's the way the door opens and closes, and here's the carpet that if they have accidents, it's super easy to clean, and you're selling like a whole thing, right? But you can see how I'm trying to go, you know, this will become a problem at some point, and maybe someone will watch this and become the person that does this, you know. But that's kind of how you need to think about e-commerce, right? And you also want to think about it, and the reason I'm giving that example, it's kind of it'll take effort to get in to be that person, and it'll be hard for other people to get in to be a competitor to that brand. You know, Temu aren't going to come along and go, oh, you know, we can sell that service as a thing or that product as a thing because it's hard to sell, right? And it's kind of there's a specialty around it. You know, you see where I'm going with this? So, um, example again, like we've got clients that sell, you know, pushing 500,000 a month worth of golf simulators, right? I won't, you know, you guys can see who they are. It's all over our website, but, you know, he sells a golf simulator that is a really, really good price. You know, it's expensive. He understands the market really well. You know, he's a super nice guy. He's got a good product, he makes a good margin. He can run ads and he can sell it profitably. And not many people can touch him. I mean, he's going to go gangbusters, you know, right? So again, you got to go, well, okay, what's that product for me? So I'm mindful that a lot of people who watch this call are, you know, newbies that don't know a lot of this stuff. And a lot of people will go, I'll just sell cheap crap. And because everyone starts there because there's a minimal commitment, you know, like I can sell a $5 thing and if I lose my $5, I don't care. But the people who make lots of money in this space typically sell more expensive things, you know, and they commit to it more and then it works, right? Um,
Problem with the $5 product is it costs you $10 to acquire a customer, or it costs you $4 to acquire a cut. The margins are so thin, you've got to do such monster volume that you've got to pump so much money into advertising up front to get any kind of decent return on it for a lot of things. Again, depending on the competitiveness in the market, it can seem like a real good idea, and this is where the build a drop shipping day and build $1 million drop shipping business in 90 days guaranteed type stuff comes in, and people go, oh, that sounds like a dream. I don't have to do anything. I'll click a few buttons and they'll just ship it and the money will just roll in. There's it's a big fallacy in that you can do cheaper products, but you've got to do volume and you've got to be able to acquire customers very, very cheaply, which means you've got to be very, very, very good at marketing and have enough spend to back it to get the volume. So, as Paul's saying, if you can sell a $10,000 thing and acquire a customer for $1,000, and you got 50-60% profit on it, then the game kind of changes. So, but again, it depends on the type of business you want to run.
The only way you grow low dollar value businesses in this space at the moment, in my opinion, is if you already have big audiences as well, you know. So someone like Mr. Beast comes along and whatever he touches turns to gold, you know. He goes, hey, I'm selling a $6 chocolate bar, you know, and he's like, great, of course he can, because he's got 50 million followers, you know. So he does one post and he sells out of all the chocolate bars, or he goes and puts the product in Coles and Woolies, you know what I mean? And they go, you reckon it's going to go well? He goes, yeah, put it on your shelves. You know what I mean? And I'll just mention that it's in Coles and Woolies. The next minute, bloody, you know, there's 400 people in the car park ready to buy the chocolate bar. So unless, you know, again, so I'm not saying you can't do this, but you've got to either align with someone who has a big audience or have your own big audience, right? Which is why I just recommend people go and sell stuff that's more expensive so that you can pay Google and you can pay Meta and you can pay TikTok to run ads. And like Chris said, forget the example he gave, but you're not going to sell something and it cost you $4 to make a sale because that's a obscene conversion rate. That's never going to happen. You know, normally what's going to happen, you're going to get 100 people to your website, right? And if you've got a conversion rate of 4%, you know, you're only converting 4 in every 100 of them. So you know, it costs a lot of money. So again, when I come back full circle here, I'm like, you can't build a business like that, selling items that are under $50, that are under, you know, $60. Even you, Paul, like my I would highly recommend that, when it comes to running paid ads for you guys, is you go straight to trying to promote bundles. So you're like, hey, buy this bundle with this 4 things in it, and it may be $50, $60, and you go, that's the ad that we crack. We want to crack that thing because we know that as long as we get the first order in, and it might cost us $25 for the first order, and we only make 25, we don't make a lot of money. However, we've acquired the customer. We haven't lost any money, because we're keeping 25 for the product and so forth. But then we know they come back, every 2 months and they buy again, and we don't have to buy the customer again. So for a business like yours, again, that works. Obviously there's other options. You go and sell your products on Amazon and you go put it in retail stores and so forth, and they pay to acquire the customer, but they're still going to take money off you for that process as well, right?
Yeah.
So does that make sense?
Yeah. And from the dog treat side of things, I see dog treats as a potential add-on sale to another product, be it dog-related product that is that $50, $60, $100 item, where we have got the margins to promote and build that product. And then when they're in the store, they go, oh, I need some dog treats. That's the add-on sale type product. I've always been a face-to-face salesperson from supermarket days and that sort of stuff, and how they build their catalogs with their loss leaders and their major advertising product, and that's their cost of acquisition before all this sort of stuff came in, was their loss leader on their front page was their acquisition of their customer, and then it's everything else they bought while they were there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And it's the same way you'll build your business, if that's the path that you go down as well. So, or like I said, you go straight to retail and you go, hey guys, like sell our product for us. And, that's how, other brands are driving sales of your brand because, they've got monster budget. Someone comes in for a dog bed and as they're walking out, they go, oh, we'll buy your product as well. Like, great, so, has that helped a little bit, Paul? Luke, for you, or you just most people leave these calls and they're like, oh my God, got to start rethink everything again. So
yeah, no, it's given me some good insight, but yeah, I do need to rethink everything. I'd say if I was going to go fully go down the at-home coffee experience, it'd be, as said before, make it a add-on purchase so they can buy coffee machines and then they can get their seasonal cups and the accessories and all that stuff to go with. So yeah. I think I need to rethink that. Definitely
try and sell consumables in that space as well, so that they need all the time, not coffee. You don't want to sell coffee because there's 4 billion people selling coffee, but you're like, what is another consumable product in the coffee space that people need in that space, that they have to buy often and they want to buy the next iteration of that type of product. So, I mean, coffee's been around for a very long time, so I don't imagine the innovation process that's existing coffee at the moment is rapidly advancing at a crazy, crazy speed. What I mean by that is, you've got 10 years ago, you bought a phone camera, right? And the bloody phone back then had Snake on it, on your Nokia, and it was like, oh, now my phone's a bit better and a bit better and a bit better. And oh, I can take photos on my phone now. Shit, that's a big advancement. And now I can put apps on my phone. And now phones now are pretty advanced. Do you know what I mean? So it's not like every month you go, you know what, I'm going to go buy another phone because this phone's way better than the phone from last month. Coffee's the same, I would assume, right? So if I was you, I'd be like, am I in the right space?
Yeah.
Right? Because are the problems advancing quickly and do they need solving? Right? So
is there, I mean, the good stuff around coffee is sustainable, reusable. The thing that a random thing that comes to mind is the little paper filters for an AeroPress. If you do a reusable one of those or a recyclable, better, more sustainable version of an AeroPress paper filter, like something that's super consumable that your high-end coffee barista guy kind of uses, because then they'll pay a bit more for it, because that high-end barista shit's expensive, so
Yeah.
you get that real high level. So if you moved into that space and did something that they use all the time that now is reusable or recyclable or better for the planet, has a good story around it, that kind of thing could kind of mesh in that kind of market.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. I suppose
there's
really big in the coffee industry as well is fair trade as well.
Yeah, fair trade, ethical, all that stuff. But if you're going back to, then you're the crop to cup kind of supplier, and the coffee guys are doing that, the actual bean roasters and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Not to say it's sewn up, but it's more like there's tons of coffee bean places out there. So,
We've got a client in the coffee space, and he sells accessories. I won't say who it is, because he's doing really well, is what I will say. But he's in the accessory space. So, like, I'm not saying do what he's doing, but there is lanes within the space that are untapped, right?
Coffee's add-on
Yeah,
to his accessory.
coffee's
it's
the
everything
extra
that sits
part.
around it. Yeah.
Yeah, and coffee is one of those things where it is a lifestyle play, and people will pay a lot to play in that space and have the latest little thing that mixes the coffee better and all the fancy. This one's got a walnut handle, and this is an ebony handle, and it's handcrafted and personalized and all that. Like, they'll pay for that kind of stuff. And there was a few years ago, but like, China's a massive emerging market in that. Like, young Chinese are more into coffee than tea, and so there's a big booming population around kind of premium coffee barista experience. So it's an interesting space, but it's like finding the thing in there that's unique.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. I mean, even if you think about coffee, right? Like, how can you the other thing to think about is, how can you elevate people's status in that space? So Chris kind of alluded to it a little bit. Coffee people are snobs, largely. A lot of them are, I buy from here. I buy a fucking macchiato like Chris drinks, and now I drink them and whatever, right? So I feel, and so look at me, I'm all fancy. But you're like, what can I sell that does that? So again, you go into the niche and you go, I make people look better, and it's a problem that I'm solving. So that's another real, I mean, I'm not going to give away everything here and give you all the secrets. That's why you should join our e-commerce circle, and I'll drop a link to that, and you get this stuff every day. But this is how you think about this stuff.
Well, like you said, you play into ego, you play into, I've got the slightly, like, mine's mahogany and not made from ebony, and I've got the handle of mine's hand carved by. Yeah, so they're playing into mine's better than yours, or it's fancier, or it looks better on my Insta feed.
Yeah.
They're like that sells, that stuff sells as well, right? So you sort of
Mm.
follow the psychology as well within the audience that you're trying to work with.
Yeah. All right, there you go, mate. You got jam-packed sessions literally just for you so far.
Yeah.
That'll be $5,000. Thanks. Invoice. Yeah.
I think Paul would probably honestly just cut it short if we just help Luke out, and then don't seem to be getting people who registered showing up.
Yeah. How about help Paul a bit? We can jam Paul 10 or 15.
Oh, true. Yeah. Paul.
Yeah.
Anything you want to go through?
This is the rare occasion that you get me and Chris on the call for 15 minutes, mate. Go nuts. How can we help you?
Oh, mate, I'll be honest, I'm a little bit overwhelmed with where to start. So I mean, obviously we've already had a conversation, but we've been doing dog treats and stuff for a few years, and we just want to sort of step that up and sort of reach more people. We do face-to-face extremely well.
Markets and stuff.
We're currently in a shop front as a casual mall lease in a shopping center. And we can do face-to-face extremely well. We do have two businesses that we operate online as well. The other one is drones and outdoor hunting and outdoor.
Oh yeah. Let's look at that other business again. What's the URL for that one? Let's do that, because that's got
It's kingfisherdroneservices.com.au.
Yeah.
So just I can't remember if we've had this conversation, but the history around me even starting doing this was I had a workplace injury.
Yep.
And I was pretty much wheelchair bound for about 5 years. I've only got out of the wheelchair in the last 12 months, and back actually walking around, moving, doing everything close to what I was doing before. So it was around keeping me busy and active, keeping my mind sort of focused, with the plan to get back to work, but then COVID and then all the rest of it. So that's where that started. And the initial plan for that was to actually be actively out flying drones as a job, offering that service. That's one of those overstated industries where they're saying the demand for pilots is skyrocketing and all the rest of it, but it's a false sort of narrative. So I went down the path of providing the drones, accessories, and I'm a shooter, so I'm passionate around finding high quality products for our customers around in that space as well. So like I said, face to face, I can do this all day, every day, easily. But there is extremely good margins in a lot of the products. So there's cost of acquisition and remaining profit and that sort of stuff is quite good in that respect. We've had some products custom made for us to suit what my customers are asking for. Not everything's on the website yet because my plan is to, because it's on WooCommerce, to move over to Shopify with it. There may be some major rebranding. Well, not maybe, there will be some major rebranding around it to make it a bit more appealing to a lot more customer base. So instead of being wholly and solely focused in one, the website doesn't sort of.
Talk me through which products are the ones that you are making or that you spoke about. Like, is it lighting or hearing, or is it one of these, or which one is it?
Under protective cases.
Where's that? In
there.
Protective. Like gun cases and so forth.
Yeah.
So you make some of these ones?
We have them made for us, yeah.
Oh, right. Okay. So are they your brand?
Yeah. They're not all on our website yet, but yes, they are. But those aren't the soft gun cases that we've had made. We've only just got them delivered, actually.
Okay. So Nanuki it's not your brand though, it's another brand?
Yeah, that's another brand.
Oh, you're okay. So you're just reselling them.
Reselling them, but the soft gun cases that we've had made for us are ours and high profit margins in them. So they're the only one I've got on the site now is that black one at the start there that's is branded under our brand, but
okay. Yeah, interesting. And so you're in the gun space, obviously a shooter yourself and stuff, and you're passionate about it. So you're like for, handguns and that sort of thing, or rifles?
It will be both. As I sort of get product, I get sample, I get look at different product designs and that sort of stuff. I then look at what sort of quantities we have to buy and that sort of stuff to make it feasible.
Okay, so you had an order already. How many did you get delivered? How many have you got so far?
I got 5 designs. I got 50 of each design.
Okay, yeah, right. Interesting. So, and you're already aware that there's a market for this stuff. That's hence why you did it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, your next steps are obviously, rebuild the website in Shopify, like we're going to do for you for your other brand.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
where is your audience hanging out online who want to buy that? They're in gun shooting groups and stuff, I'd imagine.
yeah, so a lot of groups don't let you sort of advertise in them, so kind of got to be discreet or
Okay.
sneaky about getting a brand put in there with a photo at a range or at wherever sort of thing. But plus shooting organizations, we can actually get onto shooting organization sites and offer members discounts through that and that sort of stuff as well. So like SSAA is the biggest member organization for shooters in Australia. And once we've got a few of our branded products in stock, we'll start promoting through there because I don't like having nothing before I start. But I also want to test it. Like we literally only just got those cases in a week and a half ago, and we've already seen demand. Like people going, "Yep, I want that one. I want that one."
Okay. Yeah, right. Yeah,
and
you as soon as possible then, mate, you got to rebuild the website and do it, get it done properly.
and
Okay,
it's
are you
crazy.
competing with the likes of these guys who have nice websites like
They
that?
are definitely a competitor in the respect that anyone selling. Look, the funny part is I've got 3 gun shops within a stone's throw of where we are now.
Yeah.
And they're gun shops and they don't stock half the stuff. The reason why we started going down that path is they'll order it in for customers. They won't keep it on the shelf. And a lot of guys I know they want it. When they see it, they want it. Like
yeah, exactly.
they're not look at it in a catalog and off they go.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Well,
I mean, I've been looking at sites and that sort of stuff, and there's a few sites like Spiker and Hunter's Element and X Hunter are all definite sort of competitors in that space. But my customers are actually in the areas where these guys should be dominating in Victoria and New South Wales, where these guys have their stores set up. And they should be dominating those areas. And I'm getting customers from those areas. So, and I'm not doing any advertising whatsoever. It's whole and solely organic that I'm getting to the website.
okay.
Not that I'm setting the world on fire, but it's definitely getting some traction organically.
Well,
I know
if I
it's
was you and I was located near 3 gun shops and I had people already knocking on my door, I would be like, okay, we've got to crank this up as quickly as possible. And then you got to run meta ads locally and target all the shooters and be like, hey, you can come pick up from us. We're here. You would crush it. Just specialize. This brand needs to just pivot and which one of these? Kingfisher Hunting Outdoor Supplies needs to just be a gun bag and a gun store. And then you grow that business in Australia. You become the guy who sells these things.
I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. We registered a business name called Outdoor Man Australia.
Okay. Sounds better than Kingfisher Outdoor Supplies, which is like 400 letters long. So
Yeah.
I like it. Yeah.
I don't know if you're a Tim Allen fan, but Outdoor Man is on a TV show in America as a fake store that doesn't exist, but it's part of it, like it's a TV show.
Yeah.
So it was a bit of a play on that, and we found it wasn't registered, so anywhere, not even in America, so they don't even haven't even jumped on it.
Okay. So these guys are the big guys. Is there anyone else that's other than Spiker or whatever they're called? Spiker something?
Yeah, I think it's called Spiker because it's around the spikes of a deer horn.
Okay. Who else is big in that space that sells gun bags? Why don't you just do like, gun
So
bags?
all the brand manufacturers sell them, but not as in Ruger, Beretta, all those sort of guys sell them.
Yeah.
But like I said, if I look at not just even the local, even going anywhere up that between us, Cairns, Charters Towers, out this area, the amount of people that the feedback that we've had by doing this casual lease has been, oh, we need more of this.
Yeah.
And it's just, to be honest, it sort of massively surprised me as to how successful in a short time we've done it just face to face.
Yeah.
With no advertising.
Yeah, interesting. It's like it's a great niche. I'd just get into this niche and I'd sell gum bags. That's it.
I know we're Spiker are getting them manufactured, so but we're not using that manufacturer, but I've actually improved on some of their products. Like I've seen them, I've seen what people use at ranges. I've seen the types of bags and that sort of stuff, and we've just sort of taken that and sort of improved on it a bit. So
Yeah.
and not like price wise, I can kill every single one of those prices and still have huge margins to play with. So even with the falling Australian dollar.
How many people search for gum bags a month? 210. There you go. Righto. There you go. All right. Well, if I was you, I would go and rebuild this website, mate, as quickly as possible. So, I know you've already got one in the works with this, but that's what I'd be doing. Bang, get into it. Such an easy business. It's such a simple product. That's the thing, you know. You can just get more gun bags, chuck them on the website, sell them. Happy days. Like,
Have you thought about putting just a bit of traffic into this site that you currently have?
Look, I don't know how to focus it being the type of product, because obviously meta rules and around
Yeah.
so I don't understand how to promote it without
Bags.
banned and blocked and
Yeah, I see what you mean. We'll check with Lockie if he's worked in a niche similar to this.
obviously it's achievable because the amount of ads that I get related to firearms.
Yeah.
And I'm not even down that path. But
do you think Meta might be becoming a bit lenient as of this week?
yeah, it is. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and that's what I'm hoping, because that's
Paul will be able to tell you as soon as he goes to his feed, see how many gun bag promotions he gets.
Yeah, true.
After visiting 14 gun bag stores.
No, the FPI are going to be on my doorstep soon. What's going on? Wait, look. I'm looking at the bags, mate, not the guns.
Yeah. If
So
the site's already converting, it probably is seeing a decent amount of traffic. I mean, it must have an okay conversion rate, right? It must be okay, at least. Would this be a case, Paul, where you just try and put a bit of traffic behind it to get some revenue before you even need to rehaul the entire website?
Yeah, I think if I was going to put traffic to it, it'll be around the gun bags. Like that is probably the focus point for us and growing.
Waste money, I reckon, just doing it.
Sorry.
I think it's just wasting money though, because it's going to confuse people. It's not a good browsing experience. That's a problem.
Yeah.
I understand that. I'm not like it was. Like I said, it was me sitting at home, something to do, play around with WordPress, learn different things, and I mean, I realize it's not the ideal platform now. Looked at Shopify and how that's sort of built to convert and that sort of stuff. So
yeah.
Gotcha.
How many products did you say you have again? Hey, Jody. Nice to see you. How many do you have?
in way the gun bags.
Yeah, how many gun bags are you gonna have?
I've got 5 designs currently with my brand on it. I've got 4 designs that don't have my brand on it. So I've got 9.
Okay. Got it. All right. There you go. Yeah, I think well, I've got my tablet on here, don't I? What's the straw? Here's the strategy. We're going to do it anyway. I'm glad we kept going with this because it's been a good call. Sort of. But I'm going to do... Am I still in here? Yeah, I am. So why can't I share my screen?
Yeah, join as a separate device. Yeah.
It's already in,
Oh, it is.
Yeah, you said
but
that.
I can't see how to. Oh, here we go. Existing. Whiteboards.
Keep my mouse off.
Good job. You're gonna draw on my screen presenting. So there's probably already stuff from the last one on here. There it is. So just get rid of this thing. Here is your strategy though that you need to do. Would be, let's go pick a color, get a blue. That will do. We'll go this. That'll do. Yeah, done. So you have product.
Yeah.
That's fine. You need to build out your product range with other products as well. So there's a bit more of a range.
Yeah.
Right. So that's a no-brainer. Next one, you want to fix the website. So get off WordPress and get onto Shopify. Even if you just buy a high converting framework from us, like that's easy. Buy that thing, set it up, fiddle with that, or get us to build it for you. Next, I would build out I'll just get straight into building out a meta ads campaign, if I'm being honest. Like I reckon there's tons of people that would want to buy gun bags online. So meta ads, can't type today, but that's your meta. And you'd start small. Like you'd start with a budget of like, $1,500 a month, $2,000 a month or something, plus your media buyer, obviously, so there's like 2K. And start running ads to it. Like if your pricing is good, I think you can easily acquire customers and make sales in that. Then at the same time, you don't have an email list, obviously, so you want to start building out an email list. But you could also, it's not really going to work on my diagram. Let's actually put here. Let's grow an email list. So if you just start talking in all of the communities and you go, hey, we're rebranding, we're relaunching, we're going to be good to go by like March 1st or something like this, so put a timeline of like over here, March. You go, hey, if you want to be notified when we go live and when we launching and chuck your email address in, and we'll let you know when we go live. Build up your email list to, 500 people, 1,000 people. Make that an effort. And everyone you talk to, go, hey, subscribe to our email list. We're going to give you $10 coupon when we go live. You get, you can get $10 off your order. Go, happy days. Hit this day here. Your new website is now fixed. You have meta ads ready to go. You have 10 different products. Happy days, get to there and then just start doing a small marketing campaign. I mean, you're in the circle now anyway, so go to Lockie's meta ads call and he'll teach you how to run meta ads. And then you can save yourself the management fee if you want, and you can do that anyway. And then when you're ready, go, dude, just run it for me. Same thing Jody's going to do, Justin does, everyone else does. So I reckon that's what I'd be doing if I was you. You understand web a bit as well. Like you've been stuff. So if you got the high converting, it's called our Shopify store converter kit, 2K. You can buy that tomorrow. Set it up. We'll set everything up for you. You're pretty much good to go. Like we did the same thing for Jody. Like it's not that complicated. She can probably attest to it. And then in the future, when you make some more money, you go, guys, make my site look better. We've got another person that did the same thing. So she had a crack. She set it up. Spent her $2,000. She goes, I know you guys will make it 100 times better. I go, cool, just upgrade and we'll charge you a little bit extra and we'll make you a full custom site. So you can do all of this just, at your own pace. This is an absolute no-brainer. Get off WordPress, find a few more products though,
Completely understand that.
Yeah. So I mean, we'll get you set up with that anyway. That's easy. We'll just get you like a free, what do you call it? Like we'll set up a dev store for you, and then when you're ready, you just turn it on, basically. So that's super easy to do. And get this thing. So Chris can drop your link to that. And I mean, obviously you can get us to build you a whole new store like you're doing with the other brand, but you can start here. Do you know what I mean? So.
I think that's probably the way to go. While you're doing, we're getting the other one being done from
Scratch, yeah.
From scratch. I can do this one in the meantime and then build it into
Yeah,
as well at the same time, like in the like parallel to it. So
yeah. Get a bit of momentum going, and then
Yeah.
I forgot a few things, right? So you need to do like go through the brand strategy course that Chris has done as well. So you get all that included in the price anyway. Did you go through the brand strategy course, Jody? Have you finished that? Have you started that?
No, I
No.
started it,
Okay.
definitely. But
Yeah.
then Chris and I talked, and yes, it's getting handed to you, Lockie, and yeah,
Oh,
because
okay then. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't have time to do it. And to be honest, I think I'm too close to it. And
Yeah, that's the thing too.
I think I need someone on the outside looking in
Yeah.
to do it, because I look at it and I just go, I don't know,
Yeah.
probably imposter syndrome. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So what we're talking about here, for those of you that watch the replay, Chris has basically built this killer framework that we call a brand communication process that he'll take you through. And we can do parts of it yourself and to kind of learn how to do it, but to really nail it, you just get on the call with him. There's like 4 or 5 calls. It takes a couple of weeks to do, and he'll come up with like an amazing brand communication process for you, right? So it says, say this thing in your H1 on your homepage, say this thing in your H2, say this thing here, say this thing in your ad. So when people see your ads and they see your website, they're like, oh, they're talking to me. They're saying exactly what I want to hear. I'm going to give them all my money, right? So there's a reason people who are in our inner circle program all go through that process, because most people don't say the right things about their site, and then their sites don't convert. So, again, why we do that is because we want to convert as many people as possible. So we give you a website that converts and a brand message that converts, and then we go, cool, now go do your ads, right? Meta ads, Google ads, and you go do those 4 things. That's enough for you to do, as long as you've got a good product. Like if you sell crap, none of this is going to work. But if you've got a good product, like you've got Paul and Jody's got, and other people have got, you go, happy days. It's not complicated to build an e-commerce business. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, all right, take a screenshot, get your phone, take a look. Here's your marketing plan for the next 180 days. So
take a screenshot on this.
I'll take it for you and I'll send it to you. Hang on. Let's go.
So
Taking a few, I can drop them in your channel.
Done.
it's Linda's computer. So
All right. There you go. Just press the screenshot key somewhere, it'll be there. So
Hey,
she's going to be
Paul,
spewing
Paul,
cheating.
would it be good if Paul got on with Chris tomorrow on the brand? Paul?
Yeah, there's brand strategy call tomorrow. Jump on that. Get started. Yeah. Good suggestion, Justin.
How do you find?
That's all good. This is being recorded anyway, so you can watch it again later. All good.
Yep.
And you're in the community. Chris will give you the time to come tomorrow if you're free. So
Yeah, 10 a.m. tomorrow.
yeah.
Same link as this.
All
I
right.
think we still need to get you a quote for some stuff, Jody, but we'll get that out to you.
Yeah, get that going. All right.
Yeah.
Pretty productive session for Luke so far, and Paul, and everyone else. Who else just wants to rock up? You guys are getting some good value here. Hope that's been helpful, Paul. I know you guys have had a shit time with the other ecom coaching community that you're in. It's disappointed to hear, but you're in the right spot now, and things are going to be good. So
I know. I know with Paul's other site, your brother even offered to do a collaboration with him with one of his businesses.
oh, okay, that's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, my
the
brother's in the
products.
pet space. What was that about, Chris McQueen?
He's got the Kickstarters for the dog water.
Yep.
Dog water product.
Yeah.
So potential collab. There's experience in the space, working in the same space.
Yeah, exactly.
space.
Yeah, Walter and Eddie's is my brother's name. So if anyone wants to invest in an amazing brand that's going to go gangbusters, obviously, because he's my brother and he's super smart and he's, it's going to be cool, and I'll help him. So I think they're going on like virtual or one of those kind of locations. Don't quote me on that. That's probably completely wrong, but they're going to do crowdfunding. Put your money behind him. He's a clever dude, cleverer than I am. So, but yeah, in the massive space. Yeah, ask a question, Jody.
So I just wanted to know, sorry I'm late because I've been away. I just want to know, is there a reputable place to buy legit email lists? Like,
What purpose?
for my mailing list.
For marketing purposes,
You
Yeah.
can't buy them and just spam them.
doesn't
Like,
really work that way.
kind of very
They're not?
illegal. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
It's like a
Look,
20-year ago thing that kind of worked sometimes, but not really.
Okay.
there's tactics though, right? You can let me think about this for a second.
It'd be more
Who
like
was-
a partnership. Like you want to find someone who has a list
Like
that
a
you can
JV.
partner with more than like buy a list, maybe.
Yeah. What kind of people are you hoping to acquire in a list? People who want to buy what?
Fabric.
Yeah, okay. So what would that list be then? Women and ...
Yeah, I'm thinking Pattern Emporium, something like that. Would
Yeah.
kind of like, because they obviously need fabric. But I was just wondering, like, if there was a way to, like, I've got 8,000 on my list.
Great size already.
Yeah, it's pretty good, but like about half of them just don't interact at all. So, I mean, I would say it would probably only be half.
Buying a list, they'll be even less interactive.
Right.
You'll get your domains blocked from emailing cold people. They won't know you already, so it's not a great solution. You're probably better off, if you're having trouble activating a list, probably working with someone who can actually help you manage and segment those lists and try to reactivate them. Still, that being said, 4,000 active
It's huge.
that's still very good. And if you're just for anyone else listening, what I would recommend, like, because some people probably have the same questions, would be if you're looking to buy audiences, you're probably better off doing kind of influencer marketing in that case, who already have audiences watching, instead of you just can't do that in this space, unfortunately, like buy email lists.
Yeah.
So think about what the goal is there.
Yeah.
There are definitely better ways to achieve that. Yeah.
The other
So,
thing that
okay.
you can do though, you can export that list and you can upload that list into Facebook as a lookalike audience.
Yeah.
And then you can run like retargeting campaigns to them, such as
That's a lucky job. That's not me.
yeah,
That's a lucky
what I mean.
job.
Yeah, but just go to the lucky call and go, I want to do that.
Mhm.
And all you need to do is go like, hey, it's Jody here. You probably heard about me ages ago, or you probably never heard about me, and go, we're back or whatever, and we've got all these products. Do you want to buy them? Do you know what I mean? And they're going to see you as long as you do enough content that they
Yeah.
see you. So there's a number, right? It's about 42 minutes worth of content, right?
Mhm.
Roughly between 20 to 40 minutes worth of content. They
Yeah.
need to see that much amount of content from you before they'll buy from you again in a retargeting campaign. So
Okay.
if you do a whole bunch of different videos, even if it's like first video is like, hey, it's Jody here, and I'm, blah, blah, this is what I've got. Another video, hey, I'm going to take you for a tour of all the stuff we've got. Hey, here's some reviews of people who have purchased recently. Like 5 or 6 videos on your phone into a retargeting ad, and it's just going boom, 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 and they go, oh yeah, I like her. Oh yeah, I remember that brand. I want to buy from her. That stuff's super
Yeah.
cheap to reactivate your campaign.
Okay, because I think I lost quite a few when the old owner closed down, and then I bought it after she'd closed down. So I
Okay.
think that's the lookalike probably would work quite well, actually,
Yeah.
especially for the ones that have unsubscribed.
Yeah, 100%. You just reactivate it.
So with
Bam.
the influencer thingy you're talking about, can you tell me a little bit about that?
Well, that's probably a whole topic.
That's a whole session.
Yeah.
Yeah, go into it there.
What call would that be on?
What we don't
Um,
have a specific one. It's probably, I don't know, Paul, you're probably better off to answer that.
I don't know how well
Go through it.
influencer would. You need to find people that are in that space in Australia that help people make
Be like the
clothing.
big fashion space.
Yeah. Well, Paul
Whereas
went
as
anyway.
Luke said, like the drag community, like RuPaul's Drag Race, like those, like people that are like high fashion,
Yeah.
fashion students, fashionista. That'd be a kind of influencer place. So like, hey, I made this out of this fabric and I bought it from Jody.
Okay.
Hmm.
So maybe we can go through that, Paul, because we're meeting up at some point anyway. So
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, no
Yeah.
worries. Yeah, yeah.
okay, cool.
I mean, the boys are not wrong. Like, you're getting influence on board to go, I made the thing with Jody's product and it was easy, And then you use websites like hashgifted.com. Hashgifted.com, you literally just go like, I'm looking for 20
What's it called?
influencers. Hashgifted.com.
HA. Yeah.
I'll put it in the
Is in
thing.
hashtag.
Yeah. So go on there and have a look at how that works. But
Okay.
you basically give them fabric in
Yeah.
exchange for them giving you a video, and then you pick who you want to do it. It's a no-brainer.
No brainer. Sounds
Paul
good to
will
me.
do the same thing. I don't necessarily know he'd find his audience on there, but he'll go find influencers that, gun influencers, that shooters, and go, hey man, do you want a free gun bag? It's $100. You go, yeah. Can you film a video? And can you put it on your socials? And can I use the content? You go, well, I'll give away 10 bags that are $100 each. It's going to get 10 videos from 10 guys that are in the space that are trusted. You go, that's how you launch a brand.
Yeah.
And do you find that many of them, like I have read somewhere that they've tried to do it themselves and then they find that people don't follow through at the other end? Is this is obviously completely,
Yeah.
different to
The
that.
important thing that make sure that you do this process well, though,
Yeah.
is that you've done the brand communication with Chris
Yeah.
properly and it's finished. Because when you find the influencers, you want to be able to go, here's a one-page document, and I need you to talk about my brand, like say these things.
Okay.
So Chris will
I've
help
got to
you
do
with
that first.
he can help you with like the one pager, the two pager. It's kind of like a influencer brief, like don't say whatever you want to say. You got to say these things,
So it
So
might be better off to Lockie to do the lookalike first, then Chris.
nah, other way around. Brand strategy first.
Lockie will use the words.
Lockie will use the messaging that Chris comes up with in his
And
ads.
the audience profiling and all that
Yeah.
stuff that comes out of it.
Okay. So
Remember how I use dating analogies and stuff all the time and trying to find the right one and blah blah blah.
yeah.
Before you go and try and find the right one, right? You're like, for me, like I have a type, lucky I'm married to a beautiful, beautiful girl now. But before I went out and tried to find the right one, I'm like, she's got to be blonde and she's got to look a certain way and she's got to be fun and this and that. And then I went and found her. Do you know what I mean? And then I've had first girlfriend was a blonde, the next one and married a blonde, got it wrong when I went a different way. But I didn't come and go, I'll go dating and don't know what I'm looking for or what I'm going to say. It's the same with e-commerce. You got to go, who am I trying to find? What am I trying to say? How do I want to talk to them? What's the messaging that I'm putting out into the market? And that's, maybe I should have met Chris before I started dating and had a better brand message, but I did all right anyway. But you know what I mean? You got to think of it like that. So,
okay. Sounds good.
and he can help you. Like he can do like a mini, you don't need to do the full blown brand message if you don't. You could do like half of it and it's a couple of grand or something, and then come back in a couple of months and do the rest of it, So there's ways that he can support you to get you going. So I'll let you sort that out, Chris.
Yeah.
Yep. Sounds good. Thank you.
No worries. But again, like you're in both of you in a circle as well. Go to the brand call tomorrow. It's an hour. He gives away his time for
Get
free.
it for free. Go to the brand call and get it for free. That's the secret.
Well, it's not really for free, but you may as well.
What you paid for? Yeah.
What you're paying for. Yeah, exactly.
What, $100 a week, 7 calls a week. It's what, $22 a call or something. That's pretty good value.
Pretty much. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But then I have to do it.
That's where you pay the more money and then you get it done for you.
Yeah.
Easy sold.
That's right.
You invest time where you can invest money to get things done.
That's
There you go. Been a good call so far. You guys have. Little Chris didn't have to go big. For those watching later, there's Big Chris and Little Chris. Big Chris is Big Chris because he's older. I think he's a tiny bit taller than that, but yeah, you didn't have to do the big slide presentation this week, Chris. So still valuable, I think.
You can do the whole thing next week.
Yeah, we'll crush it
Big
next
Chris
week.
has got the outstanding moustache.
Oh, there is that. Yeah. There we go. Anyone else have any other questions?
Actually, any more ideas that we can shoot down, Jody, like the email one? Because this kind of stuff is, I know people are going to, it's good because there's other people probably thinking this, and we want to stop people from making those kind of mistakes before they do. So anything else you guys are thinking in terms of strategy you want to run by us? We kind of give our.
Well, one thing I did today was so I bought another business that was closing down, and I got her email list and I imported it into mine.
Okay.
And it was actually quite interesting because when I did it, there was 80 people that were already my customers on her list. So
Right.
that was quite interesting. So
Yeah.
yeah,
What's this? You bought another business? What's this one?
the same.
Oh, okay. You just go. Oh, you're doing. Oh, mate, you're like an investment banker. Like just doing.
No,
Monopolizing
roll
the
ups.
I'm
sector.
not. No. I've done 3 and they've all been vendor finance and they've all just very older ladies that are wanting to close down, but they've
Oh,
Yeah.
been going for, they've been going for a long time. So it's,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And a couple, like there's another one I want, but they don't have an email list. But anyway, we'll get there.
So
That's
you
a
want to
killer
maintain
strategy
your-
though. If you're doing vendor finance and you just have like open-ended terms.
I haven't got open-ended terms, but I've got good terms and
Okay.
they're happy and I'm happy.
That's good. It's done. Crushing it. Good job. That's a good way to buy ecom brands. Most people should do that. More people would know.
Yeah. That's all.
Vendor
That's
finance is a piece of cake.
So
Yeah.
actually, that gives me a question, Paul. So Jody buys a business. Obviously, they've got their customer base, they've got emails, and you want to import them into your current business. So it's like, any merging of any companies that happens. You probably don't want to, I'm imagining you probably don't want to go straight to just having that one email list from the new business. You probably
did
want
it
to have,
I've segmented it.
you have, yeah.
So each one that's come in, I have segmented them to, or tagged them at least.
Mm,
And then I'm obviously targeting them in a different way.
yeah.
I would do a sunset campaign.
Mm.
It's got a sunset email campaign to all of them. I
Yep.
would be sending emails from their existing platforms
Yeah.
going, hey, we've been acquired by Jody, blah, blah, blah. Make it sound
Okay. Yep.
not nice knowing you. Kind regards, Gretel. Do you know what I mean? But he's
Yeah.
Jody's new brand, and you're likely to get an email from Jody as well, introducing Jody
Yeah.
to you. And then like once a fortnight, like blast those lists from those same companies or on their socials, on their everything, just like so that they know that it's happened and just keep sending it, and then using their socials as a mechanism for going, how just heads up, as we notified you, we've been acquired by Jody and Jody's brand, and we're now rolled up under that brand. And, oh, here's a deal that Jody's just running at the moment. We thought we'd share it with you. Kind regards, Gretel, Karen, or whatever her name is that you purchased the business from,
Yeah.
and those people get, they're just like, great, it's like free publicity for 12 months from them,
Yeah.
So trying to get those people to convert over from the old Facebook groups or not groups or Facebook pages to the new one or to my main one. So I've got one of them's got 5,000 on Facebook.
Okay.
And then so my Instagram's at 16 and then I've got about 5 on mine. So how I was thinking about trying to get Meta to merge them together, but they didn't understand what I was talking about. So I've got to somehow get them to convert over from the other Facebook page to the new
What's
one.
the offer that you're going to use to, you need an offer to drag them from one location to another.
Yeah,
Right.
I was thinking about that, and I was thinking about doing some kind of, voucher basic or a store voucher. But I need them to actually kind of like disengage from the old one and re-engage at the new one. And I'm just trying to think through that of how that's going to work.
It sounds like a doubling up of the sunset campaign you do in your email. So you got to think from their perspective. They don't know Jody. They don't know your business. They know who they're already following. So along with like the sunset campaign and emails where you're slowly introducing the person they're acquired to while also making deals and giving them incentives to join the new one, you got to start thinking like, okay, how can I actually let them know this is where they need to be? And it's kind of like you're just doubling up the same thing you do with the emails.
Yeah.
You would then kind of use on those Facebook pages as well, which I'm assuming you now have ownership of those pages, right?
I do, yes.
Yeah. So I would personally just double up your efforts. If you're going to do this yourself, you have your emails going out to their lists, and then you just turn them into things you can post on the Facebook page where they're following.
So one of them, I put a landing page up on the old business that diverts to the new one, which is that one's okay. It's more so the Facebook followers that I'm trying to get across. But I haven't looked, to be honest, as I said, I've just got back from leave, so I haven't done anything yet with that group or that
Okay.
page. Actually, there's 4 groups and there's a page. So
Sorry. Yeah, there could just be an offer. If people follow, they go follow the new page.
Yeah, it needs to be an irresistible offer to all of those pages, and it needs irresistible offers.
yeah,
You know, because again, like the coming back to the 40 minutes thing, you know, they're gonna like for one, when you post to a Facebook page, it rarely gets seen anyway. So
yeah.
that doesn't really matter. It was a Facebook group, it'd be different, but
Mm.
you're gonna have to do content over time.
Yeah.
So, you know, you need you effectively need like a kind of a launch sequence, which launches, hey, there's some big news coming. There's some big news coming. I've got some news coming. It's coming soon. We've been acquired. You go, oh, people go, wow. Do you know what I mean? So then they knew it was coming. And then you go, by the way, you know, we want to share
Can I
some.
see the individual followers on my page, my
We,
Queen Fabric page?
Like
what,
on
sorry?
each profile. Are you saying in order to message them personally?
No, not message them, but like if say for instance I have this, amazing deal and they disengage from the other one and they come across to Queen of Fabric,
Yeah.
can I see that they are actually there?
Not really. Not easily.
Really?
No.
It's not easy. You can go through your followers list and look at every single, like I'm doing that right now on our page, but it's going to be very hard to do if when you're talking thousands to double
At
check
least
that.
5,000, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Followers isn't really a big thing on Facebook anyway, and they could be just spammy things from Fiverr or something that they might
Yeah.
not be worth that much, do you know? You can only test it. You need to just, like I said, the biggest takeaway for you right now from this call is do an absolute cracker of an offer. You know, honestly, it might mean that you go, here's $20 to spend on absolutely anything you want, no minimum order.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. I've done that before and it worked perfect. It worked brilliantly.
Yeah. So you're like,
Um,
we're gonna lose a shit ton of money here. However, we're reacquiring those customers at a cost of
yeah.
$20. That's a bargain anyway, you know?
And I
So
mean, my meta acquisition cost probably would be around that anyway.
yeah, that's what I mean then. Yeah, one
Yeah.
order per customer, $25. It expires in whatever, 7 days. You know, big chunk of cash in for you into the business. You know,
Yeah.
they're re-engaged, done. You know, and
Sounds
it's a banner, yeah. So I just make a banner. Hey, Jody, here's $25 free. Spend it here. No minimum order, one per order.
on the
Expires
website or on the Facebook page?
everywhere. Just make a video. Throw the video on the website, on the Facebook page, on your socials, on your whatever. You're like how I'm talking. Just
Yeah.
be you, be yourself, be nice and warm and so forth, and just like, hello, nice to meet you. Do you guys like free money?
Okay, sounds good. No,
So,
I'm happy to do that. That sounds good.
and then layer it with some other stuff, like make it sound more exciting. Here's your $25 free. Hey, and then 3 of you, 4 of you, whatever, who purchased this month, go in the draw to whatever you spend. I'm going to give you all your money back. You know, so if you spend $100, you get it back. You know,
Yeah.
like you could probably bring in 10 grand, 20 grand, something worth of revenue. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
so there you go.
That sounds good.
No
Awesome.
worries.
Well done.
Good, eh? All
Thank
right, my
you.
kids are smashing on the door, so I might go see how they're going. I think we've had a good, productive session with you guys. So hope that's
Yeah,
been
thanks
good.
everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you. I feel like I've really just come in and just crashed it.
No, it's
Sorry.
a really quiet session today, so
that's what we are.
more topics. So thank you.
Chris will
Thank
sort you out
you.
with the brand strategy and get you
Yeah,
moving.
we'll keep chatting, Jody. We'll sort you
Yeah,
out.
sounds good. No, awesome.
Alright.
Okay, great. Thanks,
Have a
guys.
great afternoon, guys.
All
Thanks,
right,
Luke.
thanks everyone. Thanks, Luke.
Bye.
Thank you very much.
Cheers,
Sweet,
bye.
guys.